Hi guys, it's Dre2584. Every year, there's a Disney trip for the seniors at my high school that goes on for a school week. Back in the summer, I wasn't sure if I was going since it was going to be a bit of a sensory overload for me to go on a plane with my class and sleep in a room with them. Eventually, we figured out that I was just going to Florida with my mom and my stepdad John during the trip. On Monday, the senior class went right to Universal Studios once they got off the plane. And on the other days, Tuesday to Friday, they went to one of the 4 parks of Disney World on each day. So we thought that I might see some of my class if we went to the same park that they went to on certain days. It's been 5 years since the last time I went to Florida, and I've never been to Disney World before, so I was really looking forward to going there, since of course, I've heard about the park so many times throughout my life. We drove to Florida this time, despite flying there last time. Partly because we wanted to be there at the same time as my class, and if our flight got delayed, it wouldn't have worked out. It was by far the longest drive I've ever been in. I originally planned on doing this video in May, but I felt like I lacked motivation due to how much I was already telling people about my vacation at the time. Anyways, let's get started with the video. At 9 p.m. on April 20th, 2024, we started our drive. This means that we drove overnight. John needed to get a good amount of sleep throughout the day so he could drive throughout the night. I thought it was cool driving through the different states. I was looking at the map on my phone throughout our road trip to see when we were getting into each state. I had the back seat of the car, and I tried laying down and sleeping that night. My mom and I only got about 3 hours of sleep total since we weren't used to sleeping in the car. One place we stopped at along the way was Buc-ee's in South Carolina, which is a shop that has a unique selection of things to get. We got a breakfast wrap with brisket from there, and I got an icy from their large selection of ices. And this is what the store looks like that I was talking about. We arrived in Savannah, Georgia on the morning of April 21st. We spent the day in that city. We walked around the city until we had a room for the hotel that we were staying in for one day. At 9 p.m., we went for another walk to see what was around us. One thing we saw was the bench that Forrest Gump sat on in the movie of that name. We also went into a store and got a shirt that says Savannah, Georgia on it. While we were in our hotel room, we ordered a pizza and watched the movie Moana that night. And yes, we picked a Disney movie on purpose. After hearing the song in the movie called How Far I'll Go, it was basically stuck in our heads for almost the entire vacation. In the morning on Monday the 22nd, we made our way to Florida and got to a resort in the early afternoon. We were highly pleased with the place that we got to stay in. Our place had 2 bedrooms and bathrooms, and we had a back porch where we could see a golf course from our window. In the evening, we looked at the swimming pools and lazy river in our resort. After that, we went to a restaurant that was rock and roll themed known as Rock and Brews. It had musicians on the walls, and there was a screen playing the music videos of different songs. My mom and I both got fish tacos from there. Here's an approximation of what time we did everything on that day. Tuesday, April 23rd was our first day going to one of the Disney parks. We started off by going to Magic Kingdom. And like I was saying, it was my first time in Disney World. We came in as soon as the park opened. Here are all the rides that we went on. We had a DAS Fast Pass for the queue lines. And we hit it for Tron the second it hit 7 a.m. And we still ended up being in Group 67. It ended up being what we thought was the coolest ride there. We used magic wristbands that we used to get into the fast lanes. In the middle of the day, we took a break and went back to a resort, and came back a couple hours later. When we came back, That was when we went on Jungle Cruise. We also saw a show for the Hall of Presidents. We stayed there for the fireworks show that night, and we really liked seeing it. On Wednesday, April 24th, we checked out the pool and lazy river on our resort. We looked for how to get a float, and we got one, and went around the lazy river 3 times in it. In the morning, John went golfing at the golf course near us, since he is a big fan of golf, and he met us at the place when he was done. While we were there, I tried a non-alcoholic pina colada, which I enjoyed a lot. That night, when we went in our hot tub, there was a family that was in the tub with us that had a child the same age as me who was on the autism spectrum like I am. We all talked to each other in the hot tub. Here's a picture I took from the resort. Thursday, April 25th was another Disney day. This time, we went to Epcot. My mom and I were really looking forward to going there, and it ended up being the park I liked the best. For those who don't know, Epcot has different sections of the park which represent the cultures of different countries. I thought that was really cool. We ended up trying a little bit of food from various countries throughout the day. Here is every ride that we went on in Epcot. We also saw a show that talked about the city of Hong Kong and China. Here's everywhere we had food from and what we got. The countries you are seeing the flags for down below are France, Italy, China, Mexico, Canada, the UK, and Jamaica in order. As I was saying before, I went to Disney at the same time as the other seniors at my high school were on the trip. So I saw some students from my school on this day, and same with at Magic Kingdom. I even got a picture with a friend from school that I met up with. He was walking with 2 teachers that go to my school. Like when we went to Magic Kingdom, we stayed at the end of the day for the fireworks show. As we were leaving, I saw 2 more friends from school by the monorail, and they were both super excited to see me. We went to one more park for half a day on Friday, April 26th, which was Hollywood Studios. We went to Star Wars World at the start, and went on both of the rides that were part of the planet, as well as the one outside of the planet. John is a big fan of the Star Wars movies, so he loved that. But what he wasn't looking forward to was going on the Tower of Terror, and we did that one twice. He said it wasn't as bad as he thought it would be. I was also a little nervous myself beforehand, but I did fine. This was also the day that we saw some Mickey Mouse characters, and we got a picture with Mickey and Minnie. Rock and Roller Coaster was temporarily closed because it was being redone, but I still got a picture in front of it. So in Disney, the only park we skipped was Animal Kingdom, because we wanted to have one day to spend at our resort, which was 2 days before that. In the evening, we went to another restaurant near our resort, which was Ford's Garage, and there were cars near it. So here are all the rides that we went on while we were at Hollywood Studios on that day. At 9 in the morning on Saturday, April 27th, we started our road trip back home. We drove the whole way back without staying anywhere overnight, and we didn't get back home until 2 in the morning. I did well on the road trip back, though. I spent some of the time playing Super Mario Bros. Wonder, which is a game for the Nintendo Switch that I got for last Christmas. We stopped at a couple stores along the way, and we also made stops to use the bathroom and get food. We stopped at Buc-ee's again at one point, like we did on the way there, and we saw the mascot there and got a picture with him. It was a much better way to end off the vacation than my vacation in Florida in 2019, because even though it was an awesome vacation, it unfortunately didn't end well. In conclusion, I'm glad we went back to Florida again and that I saw what Disney was like. We had a very nice time. I hope you all enjoyed watching this video. Bye, guys.